Hey, we're going to talk about what happens if he comes at me while I'm against a wall and I have nowhere to run to or to escape to.
Let's start off. What if they're grabbing you, kind of like an intimidation tactic? Maybe they're trying to tell you what's up. Maybe they're about to punch. How does that go again? That's not going to work in real life. If I'm doing this for real, that's not.
Catch
Tell
him
me how
off
that
guard.
works.
Well, first of all, you have to be realistic. He's actually leaning into me. And to take some of the pressure off, I have to make my funny face. Or kind of like make my neck tighter. And I'm going to shrug my shoulders. And what does that do to your hand?
Well, before I have a full grip with my whole hand, as soon as she shrugs her shoulders, I'm stuck with kind of like this pinching grip. It's not near as strong.
Then I'm just going to take this hand and push against his wrist. Boom. And then come back with an elbow strike.
Yeah, that push is a lot more like a strike that kind of buckles the wrist.
Yeah. Boom. Boom.
And the more weight they're leaning in, the more weight they're given, the more it's going to help them fall right into that elbow range. Elbows are super strong, super effective. They're mainly limited by their range, how far they can reach out. So this is a good chance when they come in close.
Not far.
But what are you going to do if they're real serious and they're trying to kill you and they've got two hands choking your neck? Aha.
I'm going to still shrug my shoulders up, reach my hands backwards. Whichever fingers I really want, two or more, that I grab, I'm going to adjust my grip down to the base of the fingers. I'm going under his hand, pinning his wrist to me. And then I'm going to pull, make his fingers bend backwards, and then I can bend down too. That's like,
try it against me. When I reach, I don't care which hand grabs first, but whatever hand grabs first gets both hands' attention. I think 2 is the magic number for fingers. 1 could for sure injure somebody, but if you just grab their little one, they might keep fighting. 3 or 4, you're kind of dealing against their grip strength, but 2, I don't know, 2 seems like a good number. You don't have to count. Just reach back and grab a pile of fingers. Okay? When I go to fold the fingers back, I'm not using my grip strength. I point my nose to my toes. It's that change in my angle that folds those fingers backwards. Right? The shape or the angle of my hand is actually pretty important too. Could you grab me one more time? If my palms are facing them, it makes for a funny angle to catch, so I turn my fingers, like Mindy said, backwards. I'm just going to scoop with them. That way I can catch over the top of the fingers and then get a hold. But what if it gets real serious? What if instead of a choke with the hands, what if they catch you by the head? Now, a lot of times you could get caught by the head out in the middle of the room and they're going to use that wall against you. So make sure, uh-oh, not good for me. Talk me through that.
okay. He's pushing me against the wall. I'm going to reach over around by his neck over my shoulder. I'm going to reach for the wall. At the same time, I'm hooking over his leg and extending this leg down. That makes my torso turn towards the wall. Look, I'm doing a push-up on the wall, and now he's into the wall and I'm away from the wall. And then I can grab his wrist, duck my head out, and finish with the arm lock by dragging his wrist up his back. Again, and then I can do it to you. Reach around, step around, find the wall with my palms. As I'm kicking, that turns my belly button towards the wall. I grab his wrist.
I really like this effectiveness of this technique. Practice with your partners, but be careful. Your head's going to take some damage against the wall, but you got to do whatever you got to do to get out of this. When I come under the head, sometimes I'll cup the chin. That'll help me turn.
But what's real important is that I use my hips for most of this. I really like making a box with my forearm and using the wall to smear them off of my head. Once their face connects with that wall, I can use the wall against them. And I like to keep heavy hip pressure. I'm like leaning in with my hips to have control. I can guide this all the way down to the ground and keep my hips on top and stay in that top position. Super effective technique. So, quick review. One-handed choke. That elbow strike, it's going to be a good distraction, but it's going to be your first step to getting out of there. Two-handed choke. Grab a whole pile of fingers. Use your body angle to defend. Headlock against the wall. Yeah. Use your hip. Use the wall. Smear them off. And that's how to get out of headlocks against the wall.